Hello, lovelies. Welcome back. I have another unboxing for you. This is another Kickstarter indie Oracle deck. Again, we're on the theme with oracles. It's just what's coming through. You guys, I checked and I've backed 60 projects in all on Kickstarter. Now, some of these have fallen through, weren't successful. Only a couple of them actually, but a majority of them have been successful. And that's where I get a lot of my really amazing decks that aren't as widely marketable. I don't know, that's kind of a weird thing to say. Not that these aren't marketable. In fact, the deck I'm about to unbox for you now was just picked up by a publisher. I'm really excited for her. This is the Brightest Blessings Oracle deck created by Claudia Olivos. I hope I pronounced her name right. Yes, I think I did. My apologies, Claudia, if I didn't. But it's a gorgeous deck. I have been looking for more goddess-centered decks for my collection because of the work I do. So this one in particular, I'm planning on using, and even once I really get to know and work with this deck, or get familiar with this deck, I want to incorporate it into my client offerings for you guys. So what I mean by that is there are a lot of unique, amazing decks that you can find through crowdfunding sites like Kickstarter and Indiegogo, that you can find from self-publishing indie creators that you wouldn't see in a mass-produced market. I'm hoping that some of these decks, just like the Goddess Oracle one, do get picked up by mass publishers, but I feel like there's a lot more freedom that comes with, creating something, indie, that's independently published and isn't as mass market friendly. You can get some really unique decks through independent publishing. So that's kind of, and I like supporting independent artists. And I think it's very important, especially for the health and vitality of the tarot community, to support indie creators, because a lot of times these are readers like ourselves. They're tarot enthusiasts, tarot lovers, also artists who may have never worked with a tarot deck before, but are, lending their fresh eyes, fresh perspective on it, like the Arcanist Tarot. He's an artist at DreamWorks, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, sir. But, did a freaking fantastic job researching everything and putting together just a very unique, beautiful deck that the tarot community wouldn't have been able to get their hands on if it weren't for more independent publishing platforms like Kickstarter that we have access to nowadays. So it's just an amazing thing to see in our community, and I get really excited about it, which is why I back so many decks on Kickstarter and Indiegogo. That's how, I've gotten a hold of the Brady Tarot, other decks like the Numinous Tarot, our Tarot, and have been exposed to others. As I had mentioned, the Arcanist Tarot, and dozens of others, gosh, 78 Tarot, and the amazing things that have come out of there. I'm waiting for the latest edition. I believe this one's Mythic. So excited for that one. I backed that one too. And other decks that I'm waiting for that I've backed on there. True Black Tarot. Threads of Fate Oracle. Just amazing artistry. And then also, artists who are self-funding, not through a platform, Benabel Wen just released her, and it's sold out. I'm sorry for mentioning this, but you can get information on it. The Spirit Keepers Tarot on Benabel's website. If you guys followed the creation of that deck over the summer and how quickly it came together and how much work she poured into this deck, I cannot wait to get my hands on it. I was lucky enough, because I've purchased classes and other things from her in the past, to be on her email list when she sent out like a first come, first serve, like, you know, notice that you could pre-order the deck. And yeah, I bought that within like 10 minutes of getting the email. Not gonna lie, I was like, yes, where do I sign? And also Avalon Cameron's, you know, Bonestone and Earth Flesh Tarot. If you guys have been watching Avalon and Anna Torin create this piece of just magic, I don't have any other way to describe it other than pure pagan witchcraft oozing magic. Like, there's magic perforating every card in that deck, just bleeding through. It is so yummy, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. And just the journey that Avalon and Anna have been on trying to get this thing, you know, published. Oh, like, you know, bless them for their patience. Every single one of these artists and creators. I know I'm going on a tangent here, and you guys are like, well, where the fuck's the unboxing, Cory? I'm getting to it, I promise. You guys know every time I go through one of these, you know, I just have to gush about authors and creators. Ethany and every single deck she has put out that I've been able to get my hands on. I cannot wait for her tarot book on the court cards. Oh, I've pre-ordered that baby on Amazon, and like, just am chomping at the bit to get my hands on it. But just, I love being able to support our community of indie creators. And like I said, I think that it's vital to the health and growth of our community. So if you can, I understand not a lot of people can, you know, afford it. Some of these decks are very expensive for some folks, and I get that, because as well, the artists aren't really making any money off this, you guys. Like, I want you to understand that. Like, every time that you bulk, like the Bonestone and Earth Flesh Tarot, not to call Avalon and Anna out or anything, that's not the point of this, but the fact that you know, the deck is, I want to say the edition that I purchased is actually coming with a print, so it was a little bit more expensive, but I want to say, you know, some of these decks are $85, and you're probably thinking, God, I can't afford that, right? And I get it. But for those folks who can, I really encourage people to invest in it. These decks are workable pieces of art. You know, I purchased Benabel Spirit Keepers Tarot, I think, for $65. And there have been a couple others on Kickstarter that I've backed that were $75, or, you know, etc. I think $100 even was one of the most expensive ones. The True Black Tarot was up there in price as well. And also purchased decks or back decks as low as, you know, $35 or even lower than that. But the thing is, you know, every time you can get one of these without breaking your budget, really encourage you to do so, because the craftsmanship that goes into one of these decks, the love, the time, the care. Like I said, in, you know, $85, you might think, God, that's a ripoff, you know, when I can get another deck for $20. You have to understand that, you know, independent publishing costs more. It costs more. The time it takes to ship these decks, to print these decks, there are proofs that you have to pay for. You have to deal with customs. If you're going through a broker, you know, with one of these overseas companies, sometimes you have to use a broker in order to effectively communicate, in order to make sure that your needs are met. These all cost a ton of money, not to mention the time and effort that it takes. You know, if like Avalon, you're working with an artist, you're not painting yourself or drawing or doing the creation yourself, you're having to pay an artist. You have to pay them for their work. You know, you guys, there's labor costs in the creation of the deck, in addition to, you know, the printing and shipping, etc. So, like, I don't know a single indie creator that really has, like, made money off of any deck. It's really a labor of love. It absolutely is. Whereas mass-produced decks, you know, they buy the rights to the deck and, you know, have contracts with the artists. And they've got print houses that they can just, you know, run these through. And, you know, the numbers, the volume of the decks that they sell really take care of all of the overhead costs and allow for profit, right? So, not saying don't go out and buy a mass-produced deck. I have a ton of those. Like, I'm not knocking any one trade over the other. I want to make that clear. But I just want to advocate for the support of local artists, and just to let you know, like, you know, no one's out there to rip you off. These artists really do put a lot of time and care, as you can see in, like, the package I'm about to show you. So let's dive into it too. So I'll make note here in the description box of when the actual unboxing occurs. So let's start this off. And we've got this first postcard with a little thank you from Claudia. And look at that. So this is the theme, and we've got another one here. Just absolutely gorgeous. There's the reverse of it, but just stunning stuff. And so if you guys would like to check out Claudia, okay, and her artwork, please do so. You know, you can follow her on social media. And so this gorgeous thing, look at how wrapped it is. And so even though it's getting picked up by a publisher, like, I'm really excited to have the indie version, the first edition, as it were. So very excited to be unwrapping this deck. And here we go. I watched her paint this. Oh, look, you guys. So this is the Goddess Blessings Oracle. We've got Sacred Mothers and Goddesses on here. Oh, so I guess it changed. So Sacred Mothers and Goddesses Oracle was created to bring you insight and guidance for your daily life. Each card was painted as an original oil on canvas by Claudia Olivos. I think some of her paintings are actually still available for purchase if you check out her website, which, again, I'll leave all that stuff down in the description box. This is a limited edition, it says on there, successfully funded by Kickstarter, printed by WJPCC. So the images hold the powerful, good grief, Cory, like, can you not open a deck or what? Like, this plastic has me, like, freaking out right now, because I don't want to jab the box. Ah! But I already feel like this video is like going on way too long because I've been rambling about the first 100 minutes about how important it is to support indie artists. You guys know I'm a Virgo, so I gotta get on my soapbox every once in a while. As annoying as it is. Okay, so finally got into it. So 40 card deck. Okay. So originally called Goddess Blessings, now it is the Sacred Mothers and Goddesses Oracle. Woo! And it has gilded edges, baby. Okay, so we have our guidebook here. Very nice. We'll take a look at that, and then look at those edges. And here is the backing. We've got the triple moon there, chalice. So it's another painting by Claudia as the back. And then we've got this little booklet here. So the booklet is all black and white. And we've got an introduction. You know, she kind of goes into and explains like why she did this, her journey, etc., how to read the cards, and then she just goes into, you know, each of the goddesses and divine mothers on here. Do we have any spreads? No, but she mentions there's a bonus. Okay, so bonus cards, which actually is the painting of the back, and it says embrace the sacred feminine. And then we have some priestess cards, Priestess of the Triple Moon, Priestess the Gift to Serve, Priestess of Divination, and Priestess of the Healing Waters. Very cool. Okay. And then, you know, about her. Oh, and then special thanks for the limited edition artist run supported by my lovely Kickstarter backers. Oh, and I'm at the very bottom. Wilder woman. So yeah, very neat. I love that. So there's the guidebook. Let's dive into the actual cards here. Perfect. Okay. So the card doesn't have a border except for at the bottom where we've got the name of the goddess and then just a couple keywords here. So we have Ain, who is actually, she's not technically a goddess, but more of a fairy princess, as you can see by like the wings here, in Celtic mythology, which love her. And we've got Reclaim Joy, Artemis, yes, independence and empowerment. I just love her artwork. It's so vivid. Athena, wisdom and knowledge. Her owl. Just really great imaging here. Ah, Bastet. Guardian and protectress. She's considered the protectress of women, mothers, children. Blue Terra, transformation of anger, or transmutation of anger. So I wonder, we're probably going to have more Terras in here besides, if she referenced Blue Terra, we're probably going to have at least white in here, maybe black, maybe green, we'll see. The Butterfly Maiden. Oh, openness and renewal. Demeter, okay, hope. Irene, peace. Freya, sexuality or sensuality. And is Freya, yes, so Freya is one of the postcards that I have here, which is perfect because I have a altar upstairs for Freyr, who's my patron god, but I also have statuary of Freya on there since they are twins. I feel like it makes sense for me to honor them both. So I will put this postcard up on that altar. Gaia, evolution. Yep, green Terra. We have compassion and empathy. Hathor, celebrate life. Hecate, magic and crossroads. I feel like we can't really have like a goddess oracle without Hecate. Hera, envy, amplified awareness. Okay. Isis, sacred unions and relationships. I'm going to pronounce this wrong. Ishel? I apologize. Okay, so she is of the Aztec pantheon, fertility and healing. Kali, we have endings and beginnings. Oh, that I love that picture right here. That is just gorgeous. Okay. Kateri, Tekakwitha? I apologize, you guys. My pronunciation just sucks. This is fearless authenticity. Kuyen, ancestors and past lives. Lakshmi, abundance and good fortune. Love her. Lalita, follow your bliss. That is beautiful. Just beautiful. The imagery here is just Mama Kocha. Dive deep, shadow work. Brilliant. I love the orca there too. Mary Magdalene, courage. Visionary. Mother Mary, unconditional love and faith. We have Una, creative solutions. Pachamama, Mother Nature, grounding. Oh, look at that movement. Like, I think she did an amazing job with these. Psyche, third eye, knowledge, intuition. Oh, that is gorgeous. Kuan Yin, forgiveness. Rhiannon, self-love, the Welsh deity. We have Sulis, Minerva, justice and healing. Gorgeous. We have Won't Try. We'll just lay that out there for you. So your restoration and transformation. Vesna, awakening, and victory. White Terra, so that's the other card that we have. Okay. Health and longevity. Yellow Terra, wealth and prosperity. Yama, surrender and soothe. And then we have Priestess of Divination, Priestess of the Healing Waters, Priestess, the Gift to Serve, and Priestess of the Triple Moon. And then we have the Embrace the Sacred Feminine card right here. Gorgeous. So we can probably, let's shuffle up and see which lady has a message for us, okay? So take a big deep breath in and out. And we have Priestess of Divination. Right here. So let us see what it says about the Priestess of Divination, going all the way into the back. And so we have a priestess acts as a vessel for receiving and disseminating divine wisdom and healing to herself and those around her for the highest good of all. We are in a world that challenges us, and it truly does help to reach out to spirit and open our hearts to love. Focus on the glass half full. If you can at least refocus your energy for a little bit, you can begin to redirect your life in the direction that you desire. Allow the love and the wisdom of the sacred feminine to lead you into an evolution of the self, providing you with an expansive love and harmony. You are in constant need of healing and thus in perpetual growth and evolution. Spend time each day communing with the goddess for love and light to be magnified in your life and shine forth to those around you. So I think it just, depends on, this is generalization for all priestesses. So for here, Priestess of Divination, that's really just reaching out to sacred feminine, drawing from my own intuition and how I'm interpreting these. So Priestess of Divination, if you guys happen to be working with divination tools or working on expanding your intuition at the moment, or, working on trusting your gut instincts, trusting the messages that you're receiving from spirit. This card right here is a representation of your own inner priestess, okay? And reaching out and asking, the goddess for assistance in expanding your intuition, expanding your intuitive abilities, your claircognizance, your clairvoyance, your clairsentience, clairaudience, whatever clair you want to work on, or all of them, and strengthening your ability to tap into your higher self when working with divination tools and channel those messages a little bit clearer. The goddess is there to support you, to help you, to provide you with the tools that you need in order to be a successful priestess of divination, as it were. And also just to be there to support you in, your journey through expanding your third eye, expanding your gifts with divination tools, and really any sort of tool that you want to use, be that scrying, be that cards, if you want to use pendulums, if you want to use runes, if you want to create your own divination tool, or I Ching, or anything else that you want to work with, the goddess has your back. So there we have it. Priestess of Divination. Very excited to be working with this deck. Tiny bit bummed that Persephone wasn't in here, but Demeter, her mother, is. And there are a lot of really amazing goddesses in here. I'm very excited to see how many pantheons are in here. I think that Claudia did a really good job just kind of like expanding through as many cultures as she had access to. So amazing deck. Highly recommend. If you guys didn't get it on the Kickstarter and you do want to have access to it, I highly recommend following Claudia on social media. And that way you guys can be the first to know when it goes through publishing. I want to say it won't be available until early 2020 is what she mentioned. But we're almost at the end of 2018. And honestly, the next year will probably go by pretty fast. And pre-orders normally open up on, if they happen to be selling on Amazon, tend to open up like almost 6 months before the actual launch. So I think that you guys will hear information about the next edition very soon. Anyway, I hope that you guys really enjoyed this. I hope that you go check out Claudia's work. Information will be in the description box below. As I said, apologies for the big old rant in the beginning, But if you made it through, thank you. I appreciate you. And I hope that you'll consider, if you haven't already, you know, supporting more indie artists. And that's it for this video, loves. I hope to catch you in the next one. So until then, blessed be.